Hello, hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. Today we are back after finally after 3 weeks. It's not because of me, it's because of certain reasons that cannot be explained on screen for sure. And they say the world is your oyster. I don't get the meaning. I hate seafood. But one thing is for sure, we're trying our best to make sure that we bring out the best content for all the people out there. Let me introduce today's guest. As always, we have my best friend from school onwards, Salman. Hey,
Hi,
Salman. How are you?
good. How are you?
Good, good, good. And we have another reputed member from the Twitter community and a very good friend of mine since we met, Parth. How are you, Parth?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah. First of all, Happy New Year's to all the people out there, or to all the viewers as well. And most importantly, we've not been able to celebrate it on stream before, so let's just celebrate it now. Congratulations, Parth, on clearing your C exam.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we are here to talk about one thing and one thing only, Arsenal and the Premier League. Before we go into the content part of it, just tell me, how do you guys feel about the entire Arsenal situation right now with the transfer market, with us having a very turbulent January, December end, whatever? How do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I guess I think a start came like recently. I'd seen that we have the same amount of points we have from last season, so
Mm,
at the same stage. So, I mean,
right.
you can say that were we too
Mm,
good last year, or where is there a stagnation in the progress? That's a question to
okay.
ask because
Mm,
I don't think the run has been really bad, but the
okay.
thing is, the other team is being so good that
Mm,
every draw or everything feels like the end of the title run or whatever.
yes.
And plus, I would say in performances there has been a bit of a downfall. I feel
Mm,
that uh, I kind of agree with Theo Walcott. We are just trying to not play our game, our natural game. We are just too preoccupied with not losing, or
mm,
not trying to get embarrassed basically by the smaller teams or whatever. I something I've always said to you, I think so in personally, that all the
mm,
champion teams have a bit of arrogance. I don't find that
right.
in us. Like, we don't have that, like we are Arsenal or we are good, we'll just go and turn up to your house and beat someone. I mean, I've seen it multiple times
Okay.
when City was being winning title after title. They just go to a team like Brighton, even though it's a really good team. They'd go and just beat them, like, just on pure talent. Which, and I think that's a fact which Arteta also mentioned in his press conference, that
Mm,
and I said talent. We are lacking somewhat in talent right now. We are not having
right.
the enough talent in the squad to do that.
Mm, mm,
I think he raised the point correctly, that if you see the spending in comparison to the rivals, it's not
mm,
been anywhere near. Uh, yeah, obviously people will point that City haven't spent a lot, but yeah, so City also
right.
have struggled this year because of that, and we have
Right.
also struggled because of that.
Mm,
Liverpool, yes, they didn't sign anyone big in the summer, but they had a pretty established squad even from
right.
last season, and they had injury issues last year because they couldn't get
Mm,
those backups. But now, if you
okay.
see, some we were discussing, I think the other day in the group, that they have six attackers that could easily be starters in like any other team or even in their own team. Whereas,
Mm, mm,
yeah, I think for Arsenal the issue is not that the starting 11 is bad, but there's no plan B right now. So
right.
yeah,
Right.
I think eventually, if you see from what we started
Mm,
from the previous, what we started in the season thinking we'll have really good season, in that way it's a disappointment. But
yeah.
but if you actually analyze the team and what the structure of the team is and what the team's quality is right now, I don't think anyone should really be surprised that we're lacking behind a bit. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Right. And Parth, gone on a vacation on solo
Uh,
trip. Do you think are you keeping up with
yeah,
Arsenal, or I just like I need a
I am
vacation and complete away from
actually
home?
got a 13 euro VPN subscription just to watch Arsenal. So yeah, that's that. Yeah,
How much? How much?
13, 1, 3.
€13.
Okay, okay. I heard like 30 euros. I couldn't believe it. 30 euros. Okay, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think about that
So
situation?
So yeah, the thing is, the expectations have risen. The
Mm,
ambition among the fan base has risen, which I
mm,
don't think is met by the board. And
mm,
even if we consider our position right now, it isn't bad. I mean, this was our first defeat in what, like 13 games. But again,
mm,
when you put into perspective what the teams around us have been doing, it actually isn't good. And with the kind of start we had, the Brighton game, the City game, and then getting those
mm,
red cards, and then, injuries all around the squad. Last season we were lucky with injuries, but unlucky in certain other instances. But this season, with injuries and all, we have been so with injuries and all,
uh,
we have actually struggled, like with Odegaard out for 2 months and now Saka out for 3 months. And even
mm,
if Saka is out, his backup in Sterling is injured. His backup's
mm,
backup in Vaneri injured himself against Brighton. So at this at this point, we literally have three attackers
mm.
who have to play every game because we do not have any other player who can play in that position. And
Right.
even when it comes to the window, Arsenal, for that matter, Arteta stated that if there are any opportunities we can exploit in the market, we would.
Mm,
But the opportunities are there in front of you.
right.
Kvaratskhelia for like 67 million pounds, it is a deal that any club who is in dire need of an attacker would make, and we are not pouncing on the situation.
Right.
Even with Bradley Barcola, he's had a fallout with Enrique, and with
Mm,
Kvaratskhelia potentially going to PSG, he's a
mm,
player who would be on the market. We aren't doing anything about it. And
right.
the problem this time around is we have planned our attackers for the summer window. I hope
Uh,
we sign somewhere in the summer. And what we are not doing right now is pre-poning the signings that we were going to make in the summer to making
mm,
them in the winter. And
true, true.
this is actually hindering us. The board is
Mm,
in this regard, the board is being incompetent. Like we
mm,
have got a title to chase, and it's not like we are, lingering behind a lot.
mm,
Liverpool, for how good they have been, they've dropped points. And
right.
what do we do? We drop points in the exact same fixtures. So I
Right.
mean, it's not that the other team's been perfect, and
Mm,
this is where you have to, say like, okay, there's an opportunity for us. If we sign the player that we need, we can actually,
mm,
even when I don't think we've been in the best of our forms, but
right.
we still have a shot at the league if
Mm,
we sign someone in winter. So it's just about the ambition, the club wants to do well, the club has to do well, but the club isn't willing to do well. So yeah, that's
mm,
that.
mm. That's, before we go into this thing, I have a few comments that have popped up. Have popped up. One is Arush. Hey Arush, I hope you're taking care. Uh, welcome to the stream, anyways. We have Ayush. Hello, sir. The Mr. Dingsher. Do check out his channel, by the way, guys. I will link it in the description and comments as well. Hello, Mr. Ayush. Congratulations on winning the title. Sure, sir. You are the one who's leading the title race, and you want us to celebrate it. Please take donors for $50 million.
I won't mind, but that's not
Yeah.
happening. So yeah.
See, I wouldn't have minded. I wouldn't have been so crazy about it if it was not helping their cause. Because for sure, if you pay 50 million for him, he'll definitely go get some deal that nobody thinks about. Right? One is the Chiesa deal. Nobody thought Chiesa will come for 1 million. Was it 1 million? No, how much? 15
No,
million.
12 million.
Yeah,
Hmm.
12 million or something like that,
Right.
right? So I wouldn't want to bet on Liverpool trying to find some good player for like dirt cheap money. So yeah, I'm not willing to pay 50 million for him. Suchi drinking Starbucks. No, he's drinking RSS. Oh, sir. I have some amazing roommates who do not let me who do not let me make content at home. Yeah, push has come to shove, and I have to sit to Starbucks. or a coffee shops to make content. So that's the whole reason.
No,
I
but
have no
I
other.
I really don't understand how we cannot afford Nico Williams in this window. He's like,
So, hmm,
The wages are an issue, right? We can afford him, but he's
hmm,
currently on what 300K a week. I mean, that's ludicrous, man.
hmm,
Even
hmm, hmm.
United won't give him that many wages, man. I mean, come on,
True. True.
300K for an unproven talent
but the thing is, we are
won't
pricing
leave him.
ourselves out of every good player like this. Like, I mean, that's pretty much the norm nowadays that players want crazy wages.
The issue is the
Hmm,
summer window allows the management to plan every signing that they want to make, and the winter window is like, okay, if there's an incredible opportunity where we don't have to spend a lot, we will get a player in, which
hmm,
Trossard presented, and it wasn't even Trossard, it was Trossard versus Modric. So we were willing to spend what, like 90 million pounds on Modric
hmm.
and ended up spending 30 on Trossard. So it evened itself out, but that's that. I mean, I just do not understand why you would not want to spend
The thing is,
money to,
the thing is that
even
that
get his
strategy
hand.
doesn't make sense to me because first of all, when you go to summer and okay, you have a list of targets. It's
Hmm.
not first of all, it's not possible you'll hit on every one of them. And
Right.
then the thing is, we have so many needs in the team right now. Like
Hmm,
so we need a striker, we need a
hmm,
winger,
Yeah.
possibly two wingers, not even one. We need a probably another midfielder if Partey leaves.
hmm.
Probably he will, and then um I guess maybe a left back or something. Arteta might want someone. Who knows? Like,
Right.
so yeah, that's like you need 4 5 quality players and
Hmm,
you cannot hit on every one of them. So I guess you need to like use this winter to at least get one guy who you don't have to spend on in the summer. Like get
Summer,
a
exactly.
yeah, get a guy
hmm,
who, like, if you get a winger now, and
hmm.
then you don't need to really think about winger in the summer because we have seen Aveneri can also play there in the wings. So yeah, maybe
Right.
you can use him as a like third option. So you get a winger
Hmm.
now, you can focus on striker, go for one guy. But yeah, I don't understand. As Parth said, the board has like I don't understand what the board is doing. Like really,
Hmm, hmm.
because they have
Even
promised
with
to back Arteta, but they
Even with
really have.
Liverpool, Liverpool is willing to spend on Kvaratskhelia when they already have three wingers who are
Hmm.
in very good form right now. They're willing to
Right.
spend on Kvaratskhelia, and we aren't willing to spend the money on Kvaratskhelia when we actually have two wingers who have been two of our worst players this season.
Hmm, hmm.
I do not understand what we're doing right
But okay, before we completely drag away from
now. Yeah.
the topic, let's just like recap what happened in the last three games, right? I think the best place is to start here. Liverpool. Liverpool won against Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester. It was with complete ease. And then Lopetegui's West Ham. Remember, guys, Lopetegui was still the manager of West Ham when this happened. And then the miracle happened where somehow
Oh,
Manchester United drew against Liverpool. I honestly couldn't believe it. I didn't get
Honestly,
to watch the
Man
game, but
United should have
hmm,
won that game overall.
yeah.
yeah.
In
Like
in the
they
end,
played
in the
much
end, it did
better.
look like that. True, true, true. I
Yeah.
did see the highlights. I couldn't believe Maguire missed it. Probably
No,
if it
even
was,
apart from the Maguire miss, Eiffel United, when they went to attack,
They were
they
the
were
better
able
team, yeah.
to, yeah, they were able
hmm,
to grab Liverpool. And Liverpool
okay.
were off. Yeah, that I don't
Hmm,
know.
hmm, hmm,
Either
hmm.
they're off or I don't know. Maybe back to back now they have dropped like dropped points, but yeah, they lost to Spurs also. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe some cracks, but yeah, maybe that. Yeah,
Hmm.
maybe who knows. I
And
didn't
then
really
the
watch the
ref.
Spurs game, so I don't know what happened in that game.
The FA Cup
Even
game.
the Spurs was the
Hmm,
better team.
Okay.
is it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least from
Yeah.
at least I watched like first 45 minutes and then I couldn't have some other work. I saw that it was kind of balanced. Yes, Liverpool did look a little bit off. Spurs looked more potent with the ball, but didn't look like it was completely one-sided, like how you said, Pat.
But
Was that the
but the
case or like?
thing the
Hmm,
thing was Spurs actually played pragmatic football when
hmm,
they had to. I mean, they weren't going all guns blazing when they
right.
knew that there's a second leg to play.
Uh,
So they took their chances and
hmm,
they set up in a way where which is actually unlike Postecoglou. So yeah.
Okay.
That's for a change. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically he needs to deliver a trophy if he has any chance of not getting sacked. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, he's playing for his life in the Carabao Cup. Yeah.
And then we have
But
the team.
what was
Mm,
the drama regarding the red card or something? There was some drama in that match, right? Like he should have been second yellow carded or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bergwall slid into a Liverpool player that should have
yeah.
been given
Mm.
a foul, but the play continued, and they
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
scored, and Spurs
So,
scored.
so
And I
the
heard it
first
was the first match with that VAR announcement, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. We all thought Arsenal Newcastle situation something will happen, but it happened in the Liverpool versus sorry Spurs versus Liverpool game. So what exactly happened was that if I'm not wrong, the first yellow card that Bergwijn, right? Was his name Bergwijn?
mm,
Bergwall. Yeah.
yeah,
Bergwall.
Berg Bergwall.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Bergwall. L.
Bergwall.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was not able to like listen to you guys, so I thought like something happened from my end.
No,
Okay. So Bergwall, I think first yellow card that he got wasn't really a yellow card if you look at it. But if you see the second foul that he did and wasn't carded for that, see, that was a yellow card for sure. And I would even say a second yellow because it was coming from behind and was like tackled. And that was not given a yellow. And I think
And
few minutes or few seconds
he
right
only
after that
scored.
is when yeah, he goes and scores the
Bergwall.
winner. So I get the argument, I get the this thing. For sure, if it happened against Arsenal, we would have lost it for sure. We still would have lost our heads. So
Yeah.
that would have been the case. But yeah, to be very, very fair, the first yellow was not a yellow. The second foul should have been a yellow. But yeah, I guess he was just compensating for the first yellow that he gave or something. I have no idea what happened there. But yeah, the other rivals that we all thought would have been our rivals and not Liverpool, Manchester City, they dropped points against Everton. We were like, this can't be happening. Sean Dyche's Everton, by the way, before he
On
got
dice.
sacked. Yeah, I honestly can't believe that Liverpool can't play Everton, Sean Dyche's Everton. Like we all were hoping that would happen, but yeah, I guess weather had other issues. Again, Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester were no match for City, and then City
Nah, even
went ahead and
for that matter,
mm,
Leicester, I won't say outplayed City, but yeah, they played to their level. Harry Winks turned into what a prime Iniesta or something
mm.
in that game, man. It was crazy.
Oh, oh, they were that
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Again,
Yeah,
I was not watching the game, so I
Yeah.
couldn't
they
tell
won
you
the
how
game,
much.
but they weren't convincing. So yeah,
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not convinced by this run. Like because it's against Leicester and West Ham. West Ham, everyone was
Uh,
yeah,
beating. Like the whole league is beating now. And then Leicester is also like, yeah, Leicester. I don't know. I'm surprised Rude hasn't done more in the with coming in. Like they have played okay, but
mm,
I thought they would make some more
yeah,
scalps,
getting the
but they
results. Yeah,
haven't really done something which makes me confident about them. So yeah, and the only team which they
okay.
played, which was in
Mm,
good form, Everton, they again dropped points in that match. So yeah, so I think we need
uh,
to still
uh,
wait for City, maybe another game or two
City's
against.
left a lot to
Yeah,
uh, from
I
less
mean,
time, you
truly,
know.
if they win the
If they
title
go
from
on a
this
winning run,
position,
I don't think they're covering the deficit with Liverpool.
yeah, if they win the title from this position, I mean, it's truly they are the greatest team in Premier League history. Like they have to
Hands
win.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
uh,
because I think they have to cover like double digit points. I think they're behind double
Double digit.
digits.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
We are
I
nine
think so.
points behind them, so it would be like 12, 11 or 12.
That's too much. Yeah. Liverpool will have to do the biggest capitulation, and no
mm,
one else has to capitalize, and then City has to be the only team to capitalize. So yeah, I guess for
There's the
title,
issue,
right.
right? If even if City was second, I would have said yeah, they have a chance. But you know, they are like what fourth and fifth, and teams above them are actually playing better football than City. So I don't see them winning the league, but yeah, they can go on a run or something like that.
yeah. The thing is, they have to first
Mm,
qualify for Champions League also. They have a big
And
match
they
yeah,
against
they would be
PSG.
able
true,
to
true.
manage that, you know.
No, but they have a clutch match against PSG, right? In the next one.
Oh,
Mm,
all right.
mm, mm.
Okay, so you're talking about
I
the
mean,
round of 16. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
Correct.
23rd or
Yeah,
22nd
yeah, yeah.
City, and PSG is 20 something. So if
Both of
PSG
them are
wins,
sailing in the same boat.
Mm.
if PSG wins, then City, even though it might be a easier last match, it's still always going to be pressure. Yeah, I mean, I hope kind of PSG wins just to see
Mm.
what City will do in the last match. Yeah,
Am I still audible? I
yeah,
think I'm
yeah,
having
Yeah,
issues
yeah,
in my mind, that's why.
yeah,
But
yeah.
perfect.
uh, okay. I kind of heard about your entire situation, and I can't believe that City may not even qualify for the knockout rounds of Champions League, right?
Yeah.
That's the situation that you guys were talking about? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
unbelievable. But then our so-called pretenders, that's what they claim these days. But we all know that they were hoping that they were in a title race, right? Chelsea. First, they drop against Fulham. Thank you, Fulham. Then they lose against Ipswich. They all said Ipswich would be an easy game for Arsenal, but we won that game. Agreed that it was at the Emirates and we just got only one goal. But look at them. They lost 2-0 against Ipswich, newly promoted Ipswich. And then they drop points against Crystal Palace. Do
Like
you guys
clockwork.
still think that these guys are pretending to be in the title race, or do you guys honestly think that the wheels are falling off at the right time for us to actually see that they're not really ready for the Premier League title race?
Even when they were winning games left, right, and center, I was pretty confident that the most they'll make is top four.
Mm,
I was pretty confident
mm,
of that, and the reason for that is Chelsea is a good team. They've got
mm.
very good attackers, but there's
Right.
no balance in that team. They only focus
Mm,
on attacking, and the
mm,
defenders are. We have to, I would be generous in saying that they are not that good.
mm,
And the way Maresca sets up,
mm.
it's just high risk football with a lot of open spaces, and you can do well, but you can't be challenging for the title playing
They
that way
kind of remind me
until
of,
and unless you have got incredible defenders
yeah,
and one of the best in the world in Virgil van Dijk, which is the case
Mm,
with Liverpool.
that. Literally, I was going to say that they kind of remind me of
Yeah,
pre-Van Dijk Liverpool. Yeah,
mm,
when before, like Klopp system used to work because they had Van Dijk in
mm,
the defense. If you whenever Liverpool lost Van Dijk, they lost complete focus because in
yep.
defense they couldn't do anything.
mm,
And so
mm,
basically, Liverpool as a Chelsea need to sign some really world class defender,
mm.
and then until then, I don't think the system will work. Yeah,
Right,
The
right.
because
common denominator for all those drop points for Chelsea was a mid block to a low block.
Mm,
Fulham is a nasty mid block, even
mm.
does Palace. And
even
Ipswich, for
Ipswich,
wherever they are placed in the table, they play very good football. And if it's
Right.
end to end, Ipswich would definitely have a chance, which they had against
I,
Chelsea.
I really hope Ipswich don't get relegated. I really like
Yeah,
the
Same
way
they
here.
they
play
play.
good football, man. They play
Yeah,
good
they play
football, yeah.
really good. And if you
Mm,
see every match of theirs is like so tight. They lose like 1-0, 2-1.
mm,
Like they
mm,
lose like tight matches.
mm,
Yep.
mm. And also, just to catch up on a little bit about the Liverpool thing, right? The game against Tottenham, the game against United, it is very crucial to see how important Van Dijk is, right? If you watch the entire game, you won't honestly see Van Dijk's importance, but the key moments were there when Dallo was easily able to get into the box, or when Bruno Fernandes was simply able to walk, literally walk, not even
Yeah.
jog, walk into the midfield, into the box, and he put in a pass or something, and that's how the first goal came. Agreed, it was a brilliant finish from Licha. I completely lost it when I was at part time, but yeah, it is what it is. Right. I couldn't believe how important he is. He's 33 years old, and the first person that Liverpool are trying to tie down, at least all the media about right now, is about Trent. If I was part of the board, I know the sentimental value of Trent being from Liverpool, from the academy, born and raised
No,
at Liverpool and
I
Liverpool
think
and everything. But
Yeah.
the
I think
importance that
it's not
Van
about
Dijk has over the team.
importance. I think
Mm,
it's about age, because
mm,
Van Dijk is 33, and Van
right.
Dijk, even though he's 33, because he's 33, there'll be a
Mm,
lot of suitors, but no one will be willing to give him insane deals. So
mm,
Liverpool
mm,
knows that they can have some leeway with him,
mm,
like they might be able to entice him. That with Trent, they know that he's in his
mm,
prime. Like if he hits free
mm,
agency,
mm,
he's gonna get the best offers from the best clubs. Like, so then they have to tie him down first, and
But but
plus the
but here's the
sentiment
thing.
as well.
But here's the thing. They okay. If they didn't have another right back ready, I get it. Why Trent is very
Yeah, I
important.
understand. Connor Bradley
But
is really good. Yeah,
exactly, and he's done it not just in like small games against Southampton or something like that. He's done it against the big teams. He's done it against PSG as well. He's done it on the big stage. He's done it against
City. He played City
Manchester
also.
City as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree that Manchester City not in great form, but it's always the big teams
No,
in
logically it
recent
makes
history.
sense to tie down
Mm,
Van
mm,
Dijk, but I mean, I guess Liverpool is such a club, they really value their homegrown players because,
mm,
like, even though there are clubs in like London, Manchester who like value homegrown players, but in
mm,
Liverpool it's like proper like Liverpool lads, like they come from the city, they come from the neighborhood, so it's like,
mm,
so it's much more important over there. Like, so
mm,
yeah,
mm.
but I don't think Trent will stay. Like, I think he's gone
Mm.
Yeah.
to Real Madrid. So
And
Me
if
too.
if there's a departure that hurts Liverpool the least, it's of Trent.
yeah,
They
Mm,
can't let go of Salah and Van Dijk. The entire team crumbles. And
mm,
Trent is a player, he'll have his defensive flaws. He's
mm,
brilliant at what he does, but he has his defensive flaws, and teams will exploit it. And
mm.
even for Trent, the thing is, he's won everything at Liverpool. And I was
yeah,
talking with Salah the other day on the stream, like he's won everything. If he wants to
Mm,
leave, let him leave. We've got enough cover for him already. And
mm,
let's not make the situation toxic.
yeah. That's what
right.
That
I
is
would
what is
say.
happening right now with him.
I
Mm,
think they should just like tell him. They should just accept that he's gone, and just 6 months is his farewell tour kind of, and try
mm,
to
Offer
win.
offer him a contract
Yeah,
that you can do with your best resources. And if he doesn't
mm,
accept, like let there be acceptance at the club that okay, he's going to
mm,
leave. So
mm.
be it.
I mean,
And
already Trent is a
Edison's,
club legend for them. It's like already
yeah,
done.
yeah, for sure.
That's the thing.
Winning the Premier League, which in the last 30 years before winning the Premier League, many of the legends have come in, but nobody has really won the Premier League, right? So
Yeah.
is Trent, in terms of legacy, does Trent have a better legacy than Gerrard? It's a very uncomfortable
No.
situation. I get it. I get it. I get it. Gerrard had
Gerrard
many chances.
stayed at Liverpool, and that
Gerrard.
is the only factor that people would consider.
That's what Gerrard is. I said the local boy who stayed the entire time when he could have left
Mm.
Yeah.
for Real Madrid, Chelsea, like any top team of that time would have signed him.
Back then, the Liverpool and the Manchester United of back then as well. So yeah, he did have a lot of chances, but still he didn't leave.
Actually,
Uh,
they
mm,
cumbled a lot under him. Like, it's the people kind of think that Liverpool weren't great in that era, but when
mm,
Steven Gerrard was there, especially seven, I think 08, 09,
mm,
09, 010, like there were 2 3 seasons where Liverpool were top around Christmas, and then
mm,
they just fell off. So they
mm,
didn't
mm.
really support him. If you see Trent, even though he's been a main part of Liverpool, he's been supported by like amazing players. Yeah,
Right,
like
Yeah.
right.
around him. I mean, you put
Mm,
Gerrard in the current Liverpool team, like he'd also win a lot of trophies. Yeah,
mm,
that's the thing.
And at the end of
yeah.
the day, not everything boils down to trophies. There's
Yeah,
things that are more important than the trophy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I
Mm,
mean, if
What do
Saka
you
stays
think?
his entire
What
career at
Yeah, what
Arsenal,
if Saka is to leave for Madrid and if he wins anything there, would
mm,
the Arsenal fans in London be proud of him? No, no. If
mm,
he snubs Madrid's move and stays at
mm,
Arsenal, becomes an Arsenal legend, that is what
mm,
will be remembered. Like
yeah, that's right.
mm,
it's
If
just
Saka
as
stays at
that.
Arsenal and doesn't win any trophy, but say another player
He'll be
comes,
valued more.
wins three,
mm,
four trophies, but leaves for any other team, Saka will
mm.
obviously be valued more. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
that's the thing.
Mm. But speaking of great people who speak less, Raja, hi, welcome to the stream.
Hello, guys. So, apologies
Yeah,
for
yeah.
being late.
No, 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 no. You see, you should be apological when you do not speak, when you have all the knowledge in the world, right?
Yeah.
When you text, my God, this guy is like some legend. Beyond the stream also, he'll talk for like 2, 3 hours. But on stream, you ask him to speak. Oh, it's like begging him to like speak, bro, speak, Raja, speak. But yeah, it is what it
What's going
is.
on?
Uh,
What's the topic?
this is the
Trent.
topic, man. Manchester United. Well,
Yeah,
Manchester
humbled.
United, yeah, they got
Uh,
played by Wolves. It was a brilliant game. And Newcastle, I was surprised it was just 2-0 because I even captained Isak, assuming that it's going to be a disaster for United. But yeah, 2-0 seems like a win for United than for
and
Newcastle.
I'm not even lying. The game against
Mm.
Newcastle was one of the most one-sided first half of football I've ever witnessed.
Agreed, agreed, agreed.
Newcastle
Yeah.
was just throwing around with
Mm,
United man.
mm, mm, mm. I couldn't believe Isak missed chances as well. Like
if
Isak.
if you see United in recent
Mm,
times, because just
mm,
because of the personnel they have, they kind of get bullied by teams who have very physical midfielders. But
mm. Agreed.
the moment they play at teams who don't have really combative midfielders like Liverpool, like
Mm,
City, they were
mm.
able to kind of play their game. So yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
that's the thing.
Agreed, agreed. And then
and
uh,
there's been talk of Amorim, you know, using persisting with the system he's currently using the 3-4-3, or he needs to
mhm,
go down the more defensive route, where he's just grinding out results to
mm,
Uh,
have a team that is, placed like what, seventh or eighth in the league table come the
if
end
mm,
he
of the
does that,
season.
he
What,
will be
what
sacked
are
in a
your
year.
thoughts on it? Should he
mm.
adapt or should he persist with what he's using?
In my
Right.
opinion, if he adapts, which is for me settling, not adapting. If he
Mm,
adapts to
Yeah,
the team, it would like he would be gone. It'll be the same thing like Ten Hag.
is it?
Like
so,
he'll get sacked in a year because
yeah.
the team is not good enough. That's the thing for United. If he
Mm,
adapts, if each manager comes and keeps adapting to the team rather than changing the team, then there's going to be zero progress. Yeah,
mm,
like
In so if you look at it in 6 months' time, the players that are currently playing for United in their 11, I think four or five of them leave. So it's as good as coaching a new set of players, the new
mm.
tactics. So why not just, hold on to what you have and just grind out results?
no, uh, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead,
Yeah,
like,
Aaron.
Raja. Yeah, go on, Raja.
yeah. Red Devils got fed to the wolves, and then like Toon Army fried Red Devils in the oil. It was a very
Damn.
fun watch both games. Um, and coming to Amorim, I don't think he'll cut it at United. I mean, they need a total overhaul of the squad, and
Mm,
I
Yeah.
don't believe they have similar finances to back him and play the football he wants to play. They need
okay.
at least, I'd say, five or six players like at the best of their abilities, because in a
Mm,
system that United play, like the 3-4-3, whatever that is, you
mm,
need best players in each position to cover up for the lack of, like they play three defenders because of that, like one player is missing in build up, so they need world class players like on the wings and even uh, in midfield to compensate for the lack of players in the final third. Yeah.
okay. So you think that Amarum cannot even make it at the Premier League, or you're just saying that at least for the time being they're like so shit that he'll probably be under a lot of pressure, might get sacked because of that.
They'll have these phases where they win some games and then they lose some
Mm,
games. I think
mm,
eventually he won't improve them, and I think he'll eventually get sacked at some point when after a year or an year and a half, after
mm,
United realize like he ain't the guy, and they start over again, and we'll have our entertainment. So yeah.
That's the flip side of having a manager that sticks to his principles no matter what. Like
mm,
there
mm,
are hardly any managers who would use a three at the back at the highest level and do it
mm,
successfully. Now, for that to
mm,
happen, you do not need to have the likes of Lisandro Martinez, Diogo Dallo, Nusser Mazraoui, Bruno
mm,
Fernandes, Joshua Zirkzee, and
mm.
it literally makes five of their players: Christian Eriksen, Casemiro. Seven
Yeah.
out of the 11 that start for them are not cut out for
Mm,
the kind of football they play. And they're not in a position where they can buy players unless they sell players. And
exactly.
only two of their players actually hold any value in Martinez
Mm,
and Bruno Fernandes.
mm.
So it is
Ahmad.
a
I think
cycle.
Ahmad also has good value.
Amad Diallo, no. They won't ever sell Amad Diallo, right?
Mm, mm,
I'm
mm,
not
mm,
considering him to a be a part of
Okay.
the players who would be on sale. So the thing
Right,
is,
right.
they'll have to sell to buy, and
No, I
they
mean,
don't have enough sellable assets.
what do you say? Recently, news came that even they're listening offers for Mainu and Garnacho.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. David
I think
Ornstein
I
put out the
think
news. Yeah.
Garnacho I think Garnacho gets sold in the summer
Hmm.
if a decent offer arrives. Menu would not go anywhere. Menu is one of
Hmm.
the players who's half decent at football. So
no,
yeah,
I like Mainu, but
he'd cut out.
I d- if I don't know if Amorim wants him or not. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
that's the thing.
Hmm.
The that
I, I,
the
I,
problem is right there. It's a very player specific system that he uses.
Hmm.
yeah,
It's not like some 4-4-2 like they can't play anyone anywhere and expect to win games. That is never
Right.
happening. And the kind of players that
Hmm.
United has, not in terms of quality, in terms of mentality, it does not
Hmm.
help.
The only player
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
will
if they
instantly. Go ahead, Raja.
Yeah, I
No, no,
mean, if they park the bus and counter, like it might work, but like he wants to play front foot and also
Hmm.
play three at the back. So that sort of a
Hmm.
system, it needs like specialist players in their positions.
Hmm.
Yeah,
no.
The
Sachin,
only
go
player
ahead.
I think,
That's the
the
issue.
only player I think, yeah. Go ahead, Parth.
Amorim wants to play possession-based football, and
Hmm.
the most important player in that team, according to Amorim, is Bruno Fernandes, and he
Hmm.
is completely the opposite of possession-based football. So
Hmm.
I don't see it adding up. Like,
Uh-huh. Agreed, agreed. And I think the player that will instantly improve them is not even at United. It's at Forest, Ilanga.
Gibbs right, Ilanga.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ilanga,
Yeah,
can
he'll
yeah,
you
be
I think
imagine
he's
brilliant
gonna
in
do a good
transitions.
job.
Ilanga
Yep,
with Amorim will be insane. Like because he knows how to fall back, he knows how to like press, he knows how to like get the ball and like run with it as well. He's very good at like keeping the position, like running up the field and laying it off to some players up top. And
yep.
yeah, I'm just saying probably if they have like a buyback clause or something, if they could do like a Pogba thing where buy back the player or something, I think they should go for it. I know Forest will not let go, but trying to convince this one Ilanga will be easier than to convince the club itself. So I think the sentimental value could get back the player, but he would be amazing in the system for sure, no doubt about it.
Ineos's management isn't saving them either. So
Hmm.
they've just been going on some ridiculous cost-cutting measures, and I'm pretty sure that it won't allow them to spend big in the summer as well. So,
Right, right.
it's just about selling
no,
players, and the problem is they don't have enough players to sell, enough good
Hmm.
quality players to sell.
Right, right.
Hmm.
no. United
And
Yeah,
hmm,
has to do what we did when we started. Like
hmm,
they need to sell or cut ties with a lot of players,
hmm.
and then they need to bite the bullet and accept the fact that they'll be bad for 2 seasons,
Yeah.
and then they
They,
need to,
yeah.
even
Hmm,
though there are 3-4-3, there are specialist players obviously, but there are specialist players who are at different levels. Like there might be 3-4-3 players who are at okay medium level right now, and then
hmm,
there
hmm.
are some who are already top class in that system. They need
Right.
to fill some of these players with those medium level players, and they need
Hmm,
to like kind of get that culture into the team,
hmm,
and then
hmm,
they need to go and sign the star players. But I don't know if United has going to have that patience, because
hmm,
uh,
Yeah,
Arsenal. See, the thing is with Arsenal, it was so unique, like what
hmm.
happened with Arteta. Because
Yeah.
number one fact which people kind of ignore is there was no fans in when he was bad. When he
Hmm,
was bad, when we were bad, there were no one in the stadium. So
hmm,
even though there was like online chatter and whatever, but that doesn't really affect the morale of the squad that much.
hmm,
But when
hmm,
they see the fans in the stadium booing you or being like
hmm,
divisive of you, then that affects
hmm,
morale.
hmm.
So yeah, Arsenal was lucky in that sense, and Arteta was lucky in that sense. So yeah,
Hmm,
either they need to spend massively off the
hmm,
bat, which I don't think is happening, and
hmm,
or they need to bite the bullet and be bad for a few seasons again.
hmm,
Personally, I feel they should back Amarin, because
hmm,
I think he's a good manager, and I think
hmm,
he kind of reminds me of when Marco Silva initially came to the Premier League, and he went to two situations where he couldn't do anything. Like he was in a bad situation, and finally
hmm,
when he
yeah,
went to Fulham and they completely backed him and backed his style, now
hmm,
you can see the results how good he actually is. Like
hmm.
like Silva was the same situation when Amorim came. Like
mm,
when Silva came to Premier League, he was this young manager who was really touted, and then he
mm,
went to a like relegation team kind of team, which United is kind of a team which is in the lower half of those in
right,
the Premier
Yeah.
right.
League. And
Mm,
then he went to Everton, where it was again a shit show in Everton, like
mm,
obviously. And then he finally went to a team which, like can back him. I
right.
don't know. I actually really like Amarim, and I like the way he
Mm,
speaks, and I think he has a good footballing philosophy.
mm,
But will he get the time? That's the most important thing. If you give time to Amarim, like how Arsenal
mm,
give time to Arteta, I really think
mm,
he can turn United around. But I don't
You
know if
know,
United will do it.
Ineos
That's what I
actually
don't.
did one of the worst things they could possibly have. You know, they should have sacked Ten Hag in the summer.
Exactly. They
They
should have
should
not
have
yeah.
signed
gotten
Ten
in
Hag.
Amorim then and there. So that
Yeah,
the
Mm,
problem now is Amorim has to do with what Ten Hag got. So
because Ten Hag
this
mm,
is
spent 200
essentially
million
Ten
in
Hag's
the
squad
summer.
that
Yeah,
have got no semblance to the 3-4-3. They're used to
exactly.
mm,
playing in the 4-3-3, and they're
yeah.
used to playing in the Ajax way. And this
Mm,
is, I mean, this is just poor squad planning.
Exactly.
mm,
Ineos
true.
should have made the decision in the summer, and then they should
Mm,
have also they should have not. Yeah, if they were even thinking, if they were in two minds about Ten Hag, they should have not spent so much on his players.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
agree, agree.
And first of all,
And,
people forget that when Ineos signed, all the United fans went crazy. But the thing is, they went to Nice and they completely thrashed Nice. Like Nice was one of the teams which was really good in the French league. I
right.
think that they had won the league, or I don't know if they had won. No, that was Lille.
yeah,
Sorry, but they were like in the
Mm,
top four, top five, and
mm,
then they went to Nice, and now Nice is nowhere. So they
mm,
don't really know how to run football that well.
right.
They have money, which now they
Mm,
don't even have money. They're like they
mm,
just got cutting. So yeah, I
mm.
think United must is in a bad position for a few years for sure. Next 2 3
Right,
years. Yeah.
right,
right.
right. But speaking of time and having support, thank you to all the people who are out there watching the stream right now. If you are still there, do keep commenting, do keep giving your opinions about all the things that we're talking about, and do keep supporting. If you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. And I have all the uh, links to all the people on the panel in the description, so do follow them as well for better content, for more live opinions from them itself. Yeah, like I said initially, we are here to talk about Arsenal as well. Arsenal haven't been good. But a small throwback, what exactly happened 3 game weeks back or beyond was this Saka getting injured. And we thought Arteta having a major injury will bring in we probably we probably thought the creative side of Arteta will come out once a major injury happens to one of our key players. We all thought that would happen once Odegaard got injured. Well, we did see something for a bit, and that's what happened. We saw something for a bit. We saw that against Crystal Palace where we thrashed them over in the Carabao Cup and the Premier League, but we only spoke over that. So let's not go there. We had the Ipswich game. Agreed, it was not the most convincing game, but we still won 1-0,
It was the
thanks to
most
Kai
dominant
Havertz.
ones. Ipswich did nothing in the game.
Exactly, exactly. And then we had the Brentford game. We thought, okay, going away to Brentford will be a tough game. And we did win 3-1 to them. And Mbemba was the one who scored, trying to put us in the back seat already, but it was still fine. Then the Brighton game was where things were starting to look iffy for all of us, if I'm not wrong. Agree?
Uh,
Agreed.
First half was good at Brighton. Second half, I
Hmm,
don't know what happened.
Very good. Yeah,
Yeah. First half, I we just I don't understand like how we just
hmm,
change
hmm,
completely. Like I
hmm,
understand having good different styles of play and whatever.
hmm,
And yes, Merino, if he scored the game's just different, and yeah, that
hmm,
those all things are there. But the
hmm,
way we played in the first half, yes, I
hmm,
understand Brighton will adjust, and yes, they
hmm,
will change a bit. But we just
hmm.
completely abandoned whatever good we did in the first half, and
True.
we just started playing a different style of play in the second half, which didn't make sense to me. We were
Hmm,
when the first half we were nicely able to play from the back, like we were
hmm,
luring them in, and then
hmm,
we were able to quickly pass with Merino Rice, and then just get into the transition. And
hmm.
in the second half, it's all lethargic. There's no
yep.
like, it's all slowed down. It's like Arteta gets the 1-0 lead and he just wants to settle for it. That irritates me no ends. Like I don't
That is exactly what Raja alluded to when he was talking about this game. He said that he hates the part where Arteta gets too pragmatic in games, and that
Mm,
costs us every time. That
mm,
is such
like
a
I
good point.
understand there are penalty decisions which was never a penalty and all, but whenever it's 1-0, it's the oldest saying in football. 1-0 is the most it's like it's anyone's game. When it's 1-0,
It's
it
no
doesn't
team to
matter you're
speak.
playing
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fourth division team, you're playing a
mm,
fifth division, sixth division, first, second, anyone. If it's
mm.
1-0, anything can happen. It's like
Right.
yeah. And then the thing is, when we go in that defensive shell as we score 1-0,
Mm,
it's so difficult to then just flip the switch and become an attacking
Yeah,
team.
right.
And then it's like nothing happens. It was
Mm,
1-1 at 60 minutes. For the next 30 minutes, it was all Brighton. We couldn't do
mm.
anything. Yeah, it was a
that is
And
not that is not credit to Brighton, right?
yeah. That's
We
what
just
we were
went
just
with the
not doing
system.
anything. Yeah,
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
I literally don't understand this. There's
mm,
just two sides of Arteta. If we go a goal down, we've got no way of coming back. If we get a free goal, if we make it 1-1, then yeah, we can go and make it 2-1, 3-1. But
mm.
if we've got a goal first, and if we don't score the second in like what 15, 20 minutes, we do not try to score another goal.
yeah.
That
Mm,
is something that happens always.
mm. And Raja, do you think the penalty was fair for Brighton? Raja?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a penalty, but you brought this on onto yourself by playing stupid football, so
Yeah,
you
true.
cannot blame the refs all the time.
Mm,
You
Yeah,
have
I
to
mm,
look
agree.
mm.
look
Yeah.
at yourself in the mirror and yeah.
Yeah. This
I
was the
I
kind of
haven't
yeah.
been
Sorry.
liking I haven't been liking the football we've been playing for last part of the year. I know we've been winning a lot, but
Yeah,
the
Mm,
way we sit back in most games, it's so annoying, and I don't think Arteta has improved in that aspect over the years.
right. Right.
It's
No, but
And,
but a flip side to that, in my opinion, would be even if Arsenal has not been playing beautiful football, Arsenal
mm,
has been playing football that has been effective. If you consider in the injuries that we've had, and if you
mm,
consider the 11 that we've been putting out, I do not even remember the last time Arteta set out the 11. He actually first would have thought that okay, this is the 11 I want to go in with the new season. That hasn't happened once. We've
mm,
got Declan Rice to play the role that is completely new to him. You know,
right.
he has played in a role where he's the advanced midfielder, but he
Mm,
hasn't played in a position where he's actually the second striker. And
mm,
then we've got Calafiori, who comes, goes. And then we've got the right wing. Saka played, got injured. Sterling hardly ever plays. And Vaneri
mm,
is a player who's just come into the system. He isn't even a winger.
mm,
He's a midfielder who's been made to go out and play wide. I mean, he can do the job well, but yeah, the issues
mm,
that we refuse to factor in just to set our
mm,
agenda against Arsenal
right.
is something I don't like. Against Arteta, rather, is something I don't like. That pragmatic
Mm,
football isn't bad, but if he's playing pragmatic football with the 11 he actually wanted to field in, then I would question him. But that
mm,
doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure if Arteta gets to play the 11 he likes, we
mm,
would 100% be playing fluid football.
no, but
See,
mm,
okay, I agree on your point that like we have injuries and everything, but like
mm,
literally like put your heart on your put your hand on your chest and like tell me like we always used to play this sort of game where like we hoof the ball and look for corners and then just
mm,
hoof it in and
yeah,
win from corners and set
We
pieces all the
have
time.
no
We
we
had
have no creative
Saka
outlet.
to no, wait. We had Saka who is like 70 or 80% of our attack basically every time.
mm,
We depended a lot on his brilliance and his creativity, the only creative outlet in that team. And on
mm,
the other side, it's just plain nothing. I mean,
mm,
Martinelli, bro, like this guy needs to go back to favelas, literally. And
There's just
the
been
first,
a accumulation of all the issues all at once at Arsenal. I'm not even lying.
mm,
Yeah,
You know,
basically, see,
the
Saka's
wings,
injury.
yeah.
Yeah, Saka's injury just opened up all the wounds that have been patched up all these for the past year, in my opinion, because
mm,
um, we found this way of playing. Like we have the two best set piece guys in world football, in my opinion, Saka and Declan Rice. They keep
mm,
having this quality on corners and set pieces, and that gives us opportunity. Like when you go, like we have a good enough team to get the ball up to the field, but like when we get into the final third, we
mm,
don't have players who can create something out of nothing, or even like creative players like Odegaard. He's playing much deeper now, and he isn't able to like impact the way he used to in our like 20 to 23 season, where we used to like he used to score goals and like attack the box more of the time.
mm,
uh, right now, like the dynamics have completely shifted, and like we're too reliant on set pieces and doing this sort of like play, which I don't like. I think we definitely need another attacking and like creative force on the left side of the wing, and
Yeah.
which I want to be Mr. Nico Williams. Yeah.
I second that thing. But
No,
speaking of things that, yeah,
my
go ahead.
my
Go ahead.
problem is
Let's
not. I don't think the current way we play is bad, like, or it's wrong. I think it's good to
mm,
play like this because I think eventually there's a more sustainable way of playing. But the thing is, as Raja said, as Parth said, we don't have a plan B. Like, right, like
mm,
people always allude to 2022, 2023. Yeah, it was a great
Hmm.
season, whatever. But
mm,
the thing is, that time we had such a team that we could play multiple style of plays when required. The thing
mm,
is, right now, the way the squad has been built, mm, partly Arteta's fault, mostly Board's fault, whatever. The,
mm,
Yeah.
the team is in such a way that it can only play really good football, like the one which Arsenal fans love and they deserve and they think they deserve, whatever. The free flowing football can be only played when everyone is there in the team.
mm,
Like when everyone is there, it's like so minutely optimized, you could say. uh, and as soon as there's one piece missing, there's no coherency
yeah,
in coherent
yeah,
there's no
Yep.
coherent play in the team.
mm,
So I think number one thing is we don't have a good squad. That's People kind of don't think about that first. uh,
My
mm.
and
yeah,
then
my
second,
argument
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead,
my
Raja.
argument is that like we don't have players in midfield,
No,
like the we need that can play fluid football. For me, I
yeah,
don't think we
true.
have
But
that
I
in.
think the our structure isn't such that it would promote a midfielder that is too creative. I mean, not someone like Odegaard, someone like if you want to say Tihani Reinders or someone of that sort, Morgan Rogers. Even if
Mm,
we land them at Arsenal, I do not think we would be a change side because there's a certain way Arteta sets up our team to play. Kai
mm,
Havertz was brought in specifically for the LCM slash the second striker. He was
mm,
never meant to be the midfielder that every Arsenal fan would have wanted. People go on talking about, okay, our LCM should be this, our LCM should be like that. But
mm.
the reality is, we do not actually play with a left-sided midfielder. It's
but
it's
but
as good as a second strike.
But shouldn't there be a bit more variety in the players you have? Like,
I agree.
I feel that, yeah, in the initial setup, yes, a Morgan Rogers wouldn't work, or
Mm,
someone like that wouldn't work. But if your plan A doesn't work, then you should have some kind of players who are different to your starting 11 players. That's the thing I feel it's a big issue for Arsenal right now. Like, even if say Saka gets down and there is a backup player like Navaneri or Sterling, they just come and
mm,
do the same thing which Saka would do. Like,
mm,
there's no malleability in the team. Like, there should be some
Yeah.
different ways of playing, which was there previous seasons. I think this
mm, mm.
season we have become too one-dimensional. That's the main issue for
Okay.
me.
Not
We
even.
no,
No.
I would rephrase it. We haven't become one-dimensional. We still have all the play styles in the locker, but Arteta chooses to use a certain play style in a certain phase of the game, which
Mm,
ultimately gets picked up by opponents. If we are defensive, opponents know how to set up against us. If we
mm,
are offensive, people just know that okay, if we just sit back and just defend the crosses in, we would be able to defend Arsenal, and
mm.
that is what the issue is in my opinion, right now.
No, and I also feel
See,
that even when we had the best 11s like last year, I think the issue of being too pragmatic after scoring the first goal existed. Like even
mm,
Yeah.
then, last season there were a few games. Even the game against Aston Villa when we lost 2-0 last season, we
mm,
started really well. And Trossard missed the
Incredible
goal,
first half
whatever.
of football, man.
I think we dominated Aston Villa first half, and then
mm,
second
Yeah.
half, Arteta just went defense. He completely abandoned the entire attacking game,
mm,
and then we everyone was surprised that Aston Villa got scored. Like
mm,
if you're going to give Aston Villa the opportunity to come and attack you, it doesn't matter. You have Prime Maldini in defense. They're going to score a goal. They're that good
mm,
in attack. So
mm,
I think there is some issues in the way he thinks. I think he needs to be a bit more bold. Like he's bold, but
Hmm.
he needs to be a bit more bold. After scoring
mm,
the first goal, you need to be a bit more bold. Like uh, squashing teams. The one I said in the start of this team, that arrogance, right? Like you score
mm,
the first goal, let me go and finish the game. Let me kill
mm,
it. Let me score another. Even if the score, anyway, it was going to be 1-1 if we went and attacked. Like if
mm,
suppose we went and attacked Brighton, they would have
mm,
any. They would have scored. Playing
mm,
like this also it could have been 1-1, and playing a defensive game also it could have been 1-1. So I would
mm,
rather go and attack the game and try to score the second goal.
Even
so
given the yeah, go on, Raja.
yeah, on this system thing, like we've been playing this 4-4-2 for like on paper it's 4-3-3, but like in game, like if you watch rewatch it, like we always play like 4-4-2 most of the times.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, see, like Havertz, like the guy who receives the ball when Sarai kicks long and he sets the ball up for the position game.
mm,
It's interesting. I mean, I'm not against it, but like the board hasn't come fully backed Arteta in having a quality winger option on the other side as well. Like Martinelli
Yeah,
mm,
regressed so much
I agree.
that
mm,
like we fully rely on Saka to do anything in attack, basically most of the
You know,
times.
people,
And
go on.
okay, go on. I forgot.
So, so the thing is, the people have been criticizing Arteta for saying that he did not try to sign any attacker when he had all the attackers in the world to get. He tried for Nico Williams in the summer. He tried for
mm,
Benjamin Sesko. He's tried
mm,
for Mohamed Kudus, and he's tried
mm,
for Alexander Isak. The board did not want to sanction those purchases. So that's the issue, right? If you say that Arteta has been backed by the board completely, I would say no, because do we have luxury signings in our team? Yes, in Calafiori, I do think he's a luxury signing. He's good, but he's a luxury signing. He was not the need of the hour. And even
mm,
even someone like a Merino, if Merino was brought in to play in the same way as Havertz does for us, then it makes no sense to buy Merino. Which,
right,
in my opinion, right now, Merino is nothing but a substitute to Havertz. They both play in the exact same fashion.
mm,
And that is where you have to prioritize signings, which I don't think we've done other than Declan Rice.
mm.
True.
Okay.
Agree.
Mm, true.
Declan
But
Rice was the
yeah.
last time we addressed a true need. Yeah.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm,
we needed a midfielder and we did go and buy the best midfielder available in the Premier League. So
mm,
that is
I
exactly
would
what I want to see in winter. Forget Nico Williams and forget the likes of Kvaratskhelia and go and get Brian Mbeumo. I mean,
mm,
he's the perfect kind of right winger slash striker you want. He is
Yeah.
mm,
obtainable.
mm,
He'd cost you what he'd cost you like 60-65 in the summer. Go and pay
mm,
the 70 now. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
agree.
just doesn't make any sense
I
to hold
understand
on.
being financially responsible, but I like Arsenal is too dogmatic in the window.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Mm,
we for 5 million, Edu used to break down deals like for
mm,
5 million, for 6 million, and I think that was just because I think Edu dug himself in a hole because he kind of told the board that terminate contracts and they had to pay a lot for those, and then he had to kind of make it up to the board. Like he had to
Mm,
like fight for pennies. Yeah. So then we
There's only two situations where a player would definitely sign for Arsenal, and those two situations are first, no other club has bid for him, and the second, the second would be he just wants to join Arsenal, and that is not something that has been happening for a long time. I mean, in Calafiori's situation, he wanted
mm,
Arsenal. But in situations
mm,
like Pedro Neto, be it whoever you want to say, the attacker that's recently gotten transferred elsewhere,
mm,
there's always been that Arsenal is among the clubs who's interested in that player, but Arsenal is not the only club interested. And if we continue to do deals like this, players would not
mm,
come. Like why would Pedro Neto stay at Arsenal when he
mm,
come at Arsenal when he's getting like what crazy wages, and if
mm,
Wolves is getting 65 million for him when they clearly
mm,
know he isn't worth that much. So we have
mm,
to do something like that in the
yeah, we
market.
need
Like
to we need to we
we can't
need
be
to
Uh,
throwing in
spend.
40 million. We can't be throwing in 40 million bids for Pedro Neto. They'll reject it. We send in 45. Then we send in 47.
Yeah,
No, the player won't come.
exactly.
okay, I'll go
exactly.
next. See, like I completely disagree on the part where you said Calafiori is a luxury signing. I think he was needed at all costs because we had Zinchenko, bro. Like, what the hell? That guy is finished. And then the other option we used to play is what Kivior. Really, you want these
Mm,
guys to play as left back? I mean, like I don't agree. Like Calafiori was needed. Of course,
mm,
we developed MLS now, but Calafiori was necessity of the window for sure, like one position to address, but we
mm,
completely failed to address the midfield and also the right left wing situation. And
mm,
also like on Mbemo, like you said, we have to sign. I don't agree, man. I don't think he's needed in our system. And okay, he can score goals and everything, but he's more like an inside forward on the right wing. I mean, we have Saka there, and I don't think he makes any sense to spend 70 million on the guy when he'll be a bench player when Saka comes back.
mm,
And we need a
But
player who is
but
right-footed
the thing is, if you
on
want
the
to
left
compete,
wing.
with players with teams like Liverpool City, they do have such players who are really costly, but they're bench
Yeah,
players.
Exactly.
they are there, but in this window, like you're saying, we have to sign this guy, but like we don't have an attack on the left side of our system at all. I
mm,
mean, you're failing to realize that situation. Like we cannot afford to sign a guy who is surplus to requirements when Saka comes back. Mbemo cannot
No,
play on the left side when he comes back. So
mm,
like it's complete waste of funds. Like I'd rather sign our number one target on the left wing for now. Go and trigger Nico Williams release clause,
I
or
don't
if
think it's
not,
The
like
happening.
if
thing,
Sheshko is available, sign the guy. Yeah, I mean, sign one of those two in this window and address the next one in the summer at least.
mm,
If
that
this
is
isn't what we
exactly
do,
what
like
I
I
fear
think,
won't happen.
Yeah,
That is
yeah, it
exactly
won't
what I
happen.
fear
But
won't happen right now. Because now there's the new reason being Newcastle is in great form right now, and
mm,
if Newcastle gets Europe by any chance, Isak won't leave, and if
mm,
Isak doesn't leave, so it's one of your main targets gone for the
yeah.
summer, and the
mm,
only two players that you're left with are Nico Williams and Benjamin Sesko. So
what
I'm
if I
mm,
say
pretty
Isak
sure
isn't our number one target?
Who?
isn't Isak a number one target.
No, for me, like what I see for
let's
this
go.
team, I don't think Isak is needed for us unless we don't sign like a quality top left winger. If we sign Nico
Mm,
Williams and Isak, it doesn't make any sense for me personally because
No, that would
we need
never
a target
happen.
man. A
We
target
aren't
man.
spending
No, I'm
that much.
saying
We aren't
we
spending
need
that
a
much.
target
So
man number nine.
mm,
Isak isn't that. He's
uh,
like yeah. Go on, you go on.
Isak is a hybrid forward, right? He isn't
Yeah.
a proper striker. So that is what I want. If you are going for left wingers predominantly, then we should have gotten Nico Williams in the summer. But
mm,
what makes you think? What makes you think that if we go for Williams in the winter, if he rejects us, what are the odds that he'll say, okay, I rejected you 6 months back, but I'm ready to accept the lower wages that you're willing to pay to me. That is never happening.
Yeah.
mm,
He
Nico
ain't
Williams
ever
will not
accepting
take
lower
a pay
wages.
cut to go to any club.
He won't because he will get paid 250K like for the rest
He's
of his life
That
because there
doesn't
are
make
he's
any
so many
sense,
already
bro.
on
players.
300K, I think so, on Bilbao.
No.
Yeah.
He's on
mm,
220,
So that doesn't make any sense to
Yeah, I
go
mean,
and
yeah,
get a player you know is not attainable.
I
yeah,
don't
but,
think Nico Williams is attainable too. Because personally, I'll
mm,
be honest, I don't
mm,
think he wants to come to Arsenal, in my opinion. Like,
yeah.
even even if we can pay the fees, we can pay the wages. In my opinion,
Mm,
he doesn't want to come at Arsenal. In my opinion,
Eh,
I don't
Where
get
will
that
Because
he
vibe.
you know,
go to
like
Chelsea or United? I mean, come on, bro. Like he'll come, but
Barca,
like it's more
he goes to
about like
Barca and
as
Barca
I
sorts
feel
out his
Barcelona or
sorts
some other
how
big team.
it
Like, I think
fixtures.
he really wants to play
Barcelona
for
can't afford. Barcelona can't afford him.
If they sort
Their
out their
finances are
injuries.
fucked.
Right.
whole
They
winter. They
won't
told they
sort
can't
out
afford
for
Olmo.
any five
Somehow
years.
they able to
mm.
register him last minute.
No,
No, they will never register him because they are completely fucked in their finances. Unless they sell
and,
Yamal, they can't afford Nico Williams. So
mm,
basically, that's the
They
status
won't
quo.
ever sell him out.
That won't
but,
happen,
But
and
the
he
thing is,
has to move to Premier League.
we
The thing is,
we
I feel,
refuse to be
I
we
think,
refuse to look at alternatives in the market. We have we've got a target and we want to
mm,
get him. If we aren't able to get him, then we look at other market opportunities, which
mm,
kindly fell to us in Leandro Trossard,
mm.
which won't happen that easily in the
I
same
feel
window.
like the thing is,
Actually, yeah.
I feel
Sorry,
that
sorry, 1 second, 1 second. Since we're
uh,
like talking about
yeah,
this, I thought I'll just bring it out. Okay. So on Twitter, I think Parth and Raga might have seen it. I'll just put up this question again on the stream so that all of us can have a discussion about it. And people in the comment section do get involved because this is something Arsenal could do, and it is very viable in my opinion. Right. First thing, in the winter market now, is triggering Nico Williams's release clause better or triggering Sesko's release clause better? When I asked this on Twitter, after 299 votes, people said that getting Nico Williams is better. And in the summer, if you still need a striker or something, if not Isak, Sesko is a good option. In
Yeah,
my opinion, I think Nico Williams and Sesko is a better option than getting Nico Williams and Isak or just Isak. Like I
that
get it.
would never
If
happen. If we
exactly.
are getting Isak, no other forward would be signed at Arsenal.
yeah,
Uh-huh. So I think Nico Williams and Sesko is a better option, but for the winter, I would still prefer Arsenal triggering Nico Williams' release clause than Sesko's because Sesko is like what a makeshift left winger who could can't play internally. Like that's what we all hoped Isak to do from the left wing as well, if not playing as a striker. And I think Sesko is the kind of player who's very. I've not seen enough of Sesko, but from the kind of style that we're trying to implement or trying to use him in our system, I think it would be similar to how Nunez has played at Benfica. Remember, when Nunez at the left wing has been very effective than him being as a sole striker at Liverpool.
Yeah,
So, Raja, you can completely disagree with me, or you can help me out in here. But I think Sesko playing as a left winger who comes centrally could be very effective for Arsenal. And you know what? Actually, bring in inside. Do you think Sesko could do that as well? Because if Nico Williams is not being played, and if you bring Sesko and we play someone like a false nine or something up top, like in Jesus or maybe in Havertz, do you think that'll be effective? Like, what do you think about this?
See, Shesko is not gonna play left wing and come inside. He's like a proper target man, number nine.
Mm. Okay.
Even these guys use him pretty not in his best position. Leipzig,
Mm.
where he plays currently.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, if we sign Shesko, like he can do what Havertz does, and he can improve on that with his finishing and other attributes.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, if we sign Sesko, like I don't think it will solve our issues currently. I mean, we need
Okay.
Nico Williams for sure right now, and we can
Mm.
see what we can do in the summer when with Sesko. But for me, like number one priority should be Nico Williams at all costs.
Okay. Just pausing you for a second. Parth and Sanu, do you agree that we need to trigger Nico Williams over Sesko in this winter, in this window, or do you
yeah.
have other opinions?
I would love Nico Williams over any player right now, but
Mm.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's happening. But yeah, I think
I
I
don't
like
think
Nico Williams. Yeah.
the
No,
reason,
not.
If
reason
I'm
if
is
not
a
that.
saying.
player,
I'm not saying
if
financially.
a
Mm,
I don't think he wants to come to Arsenal, in my opinion.
okay.
yeah,
But
if a player had his heart set on a move to Arsenal, he would have made it public. We would have heard
mm,
it somewhere that Arsenal is
Yeah,
a
like
team that
it's never been like
he
it's
loves or
not.
something.
It's like, see, there's been like so many reports have come that he
mm,
wants to go to Barcelona, like so
mm,
many times. Like
mm,
not even last summer, like whenever
mm,
it was there, whenever he was being good, every time he
mm,
used to come, his heart set is on Barcelona, Barcelona.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
I understand Barca can't afford him, but not a
mm,
single time has he ever any report come that he likes or he would take Arsenal into consideration or something.
mm,
Nothing has ever come.
mm,
So I
mm,
don't know if he really wants to come. Maybe okay. I understand that players always don't go to the dream club all the time.
mm,
So yeah,
mm,
there is a chance. I'm not saying Arsenal don't have any chance, but
mm.
I don't know. I'm not sure if
So
it'll
like
happen.
The thing is,
with Nico,
in my
Yeah, go
opinion,
Raja.
a move
Mm,
in the Premier League for a player, for a winger is much better than looking elsewhere because I honestly don't see Nico Williams, agreeing for anything less than 250. And
mm,
the thing is, the highest paid players at our
Yeah,
club earn 250.
mm,
What on earth makes you think that a player who's very young, who's not that, I mean, he is kind of proven because of
mm,
Euros, but for a player who's this young to get
mm,
to be in a position where he's becoming one of
he
the
can. It's
highest paid players in
not a
the
good
squad
look on
over
the
Saka,
Arsenal.
Saliba,
Yeah,
etc.
exactly.
That's
The
never
the board
happening.
won't do it. The board won't say to Saka
Yeah,
like you are the best player at our team, and then we are going to sign a young guy who's going to get the exact same
who
wages
earns
as
more than you?
you. Yeah,
See, I'm
even
not talking about all the dynamic that happens if we trigger Nico Williams' thing. I get, I completely get it. Like, imagine like some random 17-year-old or 18-year-old kid coming to pay 300K per week, and Saka, Saliba, Magalhaes for that reason as well. Who've been there at
Yeah.
the club from the start where the build-up has been there. Yeah, agreed. Saliba came his two seasons into the main squad, but imagine Gabriel Magalhaes' same. He was there since the lockdown time. I think people forget that as well, right? So it would be
Yeah.
disrespectful for it, but we're just talking about just the peripheral thing. Would you prefer him or him over him? That's it. Yeah, Raja,
So
you were saying?
it's
see,
Nico Williams.
yeah,
Nico
I was
Williams all day
saying.
over Sasko right
So
now.
yeah, these guys were saying, like Salman was saying, Nico Williams didn't make it like public that he wants to leave. Like, why would he
Hmm.
leave? He's playing for his boyhood club where he was there since he was like
No, no,
three or
I'm
four,
not
But
saying.
whatever. Like,
I'm not saying to come.
there has been turbulence around him and Athletic, right?
Like whenever he wanted to, there was turbulence around him in Athletic.
Hmm.
Always a report came that Barca's going to get him. Barca's going to get
Hmm.
him. Like
Yeah.
it was
yeah,
not. We were not there in
see,
the
like
picture.
you're not
Hmm.
understanding the reality with
Hmm.
Barcelona
Like,
because they sold all their future for whatever to register the current players.
Hmm.
So you cannot. There's no chance. Like
yeah, yeah.
he knows that like it's not possible even in summer.
Hmm.
His head
Hmm.
was turned in the summer when like Barcelona said like they'll
But
sign
I
him
have a
and
question.
then they didn't
Like,
choose to.
will we have
Hmm.
a free shot at Nico Williams? Like, why won't a
No.
City or why won't another big club, PSG, buy him?
Chelsea would be all
Why
over
won't
Nico
Chelsea?
Williams.
Why
Chelsea
won't
would be
Chelsea want him?
all over Nico
Yeah.
Williams if they get a
Why
chance.
won't these four clubs want him also?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me talk, bro.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
good.
yeah, I mean Barcelona they cannot
Hmm.
afford to sign him even in summer because he will
Hmm.
demand huge wages and
Hmm.
he's bound to get like 250, 300, whatever the money he's bound to get at Athletic Bilbao because they have this rule where they'll only sign players from the Basque region and
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
there aren't very many quality players so they can afford to pay him whatever they want. The
Hmm.
thing with Nico, like not wanting to move to Arsenal, but I don't agree with that because this is the best project and like everything we have platform is
Hmm.
geared towards him to be successful with us if he joins us.
Hmm.
And coming to like Chelsea or whatever, like they cannot afford to pay this money wages. Like they have a strong structure where they don't want to break the wages and everything from what I read from the past year. So I don't think that also makes sense. It's all
Hmm.
about him saying, okay, I'm ready to leave and I'll come here.
mm,
That's the thing with him. And coming to like Man City, like I don't think they'll sign Nico because like they're going with Omar Marmoush right now.
mm,
So yeah, I mean Nico, everything is platform for him, bro. Like I think we just need
mm,
to stop being pussies and just sign the guy. Yeah, and coming to also the dynamics with wages. We were talking about like
mm,
the Salibas and Sakas, like when they renegotiate their contracts, people will be like they'll be demanding more and more. But like
mm,
if you want them to, if you want to be winning Premier League, Champions League, you need to pay these superstar wages for players.
mm,
The only player I can see who is even above Nico Williams in terms of just natural talent and like what he can provide is
mm.
Rafael Leao, and he'll also like comment similar sort of wages. And yeah, it'll be the same thing. I mean, if even Saka
Rafael
wants to be
Leao
successful,
is a
he
superstar. Rafael Leao is a superstar. Nico Williams isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I like Nico Williams
he
is
is
a
he will be
superstar.
when he joins us. Yeah,
He will
Nico
be.
Williams will
He
be.
will be, right?
He will
He
be
will
for
be.
sure. For sure, he will be. Like
This is
I'm
this
telling
is
you right
not
now.
how the board and Arteta think, right?
Mm.
Arteta wants someone who has been doing it at the highest level for quite a number of years now. So
Oh,
that is what the issue is.
No, I
It's
don't
not
know.
the quality of the
I
players.
don't think about. I don't agree with that. I feel Nico Williams would be a success at Arsenal, but
mm,
I'm saying at the um in terms of the wages we are talking about. Yeah, I don't think
mm,
the club will tell like Nico Williams would have that kind of clout. Like just give me
mm,
250 or 300. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are other clubs which have done it, but I don't know if Arsenal is the kind of club which are going to break
Okay,
the bank
I'll
for one player. Like
Exactly.
yeah,
I'll
that
go
is
on,
what.
explain
brother.
this thing where see like there's Saliba, Saka, like they'll definitely comment like 400k either way because they deserve those sort of wages for the players they are. Right
Mm,
now, like people are saying like they will be upset if they pay 300k to Nico Williams, but
mm,
if he is there, like they'll win trophies and of course there'll be more success and players want that. I mean, you can't
mm,
sign what Peter Odemwingie and win Champions League, bro. Like you have to
True, true.
sign star quality players, and you have to pay for
mm,
that.
yeah,
Okay, you're telling me he's not worth it, but like when
No,
you
no, it's
see
not
the
about not worth it.
person,
No, we
no,
aren't saying
It's
that
not.
he's not worth it.
We
I'm
would
just
pay it.
saying that the
We would pay it.
management,
Yeah, the
yeah, the
management would
management
not do
would
it. Like
refrain from
I
paying
would give him
a young
300k
player
off the
these
bet,
many
no problem.
wages.
If it
mm,
was
I
some
think
FIFA career
I
mode, I
think
would give him.
if you ask
Yeah.
me, the problem with us not signing Nico Williams, like even in summer or even now, is because of his release clause. Because we have to pay it in one go, and because of the
oh,
new
yes.
Right.
PSR
Mm,
rules, we it hasn't been easy with the cash flows
mm,
for players because yeah. It's really hard to pay like 58 million in one go. It will really affect your spending power in the future windows. I think they're kind of like on the fence because of that, even in summer and even now. I
mm.
really hope they can sacrifice like one player and move him another window and just sign Nico right now and save this season and win something. That's my point of view. That's it.
No,
And
But
also another
my
important thing
point
that
is
wait, wait, wait.
is this
Point.
season savable? Like
Oh
like
yeah.
I don't think league is possible. Like I'm not in. I don't
it
think league is
is.
possible.
It is. If we actually, honestly, if we sign an
You think
attacker,
if Nico Williams comes, we'll win many more matches? I doubt it. Like even if we
yeah,
see,
yeah, no, because Trossard and Martinelli have been stinking up the gap for a number of
Exactly.
matches now.
but we don't have this. It'll become the same issue when we had Saka, where the right side was too good, and then there was no left side. When if we get a left winger who's really good, now we don't have
Oh,
Saka, we don't have Navaneri, we don't have Sterling. So the right is still gone, and then the midfield is still an issue. There's still
No,
not
but
a
at least
clinical
we would
striker.
have a new face. At least we would have a new face. That makes a lot of difference. Even when
Will
Trossard
we
came in the
overturn
winter a
nine
few seasons
points?
ago,
Will we overturn 9 points? That's a crucial question.
I'm not saying we can
Maybe it will help in
lessen
winning
the
the
deficit.
Champions League, but it's Champions
Nah,
League is not
see,
winning
I
on
don't
paper.
think
Yeah.
I don't think it's in our hands to lessen the 9 point deficit, but I can definitely say if we keep on winning our games, I'm pretty
mm,
confident of Liverpool topping many more points. I'm pretty
mm, mm.
confident that would happen.
And also, like, adding to this, right? I'm honestly surprised that people are saying that if we don't sign anyone in this window, we won't win the league. Like, I'm 100% on that thing. I'm sure if we sign one attacker who's effective, forget the cloud,
Yeah.
forget the price tag, just being effective. It doesn't even have to be a big name. It could be a simple name like Suchi, but he's like very effective. The moment we sign an effective
That is exactly
attacker,
what Trossard did. That is exactly what Trossard did.
exactly. So I think signing an attacker will definitely improve our season. I do not agree with you, Salman, that we won't.
No,
The title is not
The
away from us.
season's
I don't
not
think.
done right now.
No,
Definitely not done.
I don't think league is in our hands, in my opinion. Yeah.
I think it still is. I mean, okay, not in our hand because we're not like that close, but I think
Yeah.
it's still winnable. It's just that we need somebody who's out there who's effective. Like I get your point that okay, huh, for now, if we solve the left hand side, our right hand side is an issue. Agree.
See,
But
okay,
anyway,
like
yeah,
what I
okay, huh.
like. See, 9 points we have to overturn on Liverpool.
Mm,
Okay, which honestly I don't think is happening, because even though Liverpool is like stumbling a bit,
mm,
but there are enough bad teams out there in the Premier League this year that
mm,
even if they stumble against some of the good teams, they might catch up the points. And we
okay.
are, and this season they
Mm,
against the top half of the we have played already, half the season is over. Against the
mm,
top half, top 10 teams in Premier League, we won 2 games this year.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
And
So
most of our games were on the away turf.
yeah, yeah, whatever. I mean, we
mm,
have not been as effective against the top half this year. So
mm,
let's say we improve and win some more games against the top half, but which might happen, might not happen. Okay.
mm, mm,
Carabao Cup is almost gone. Like
mm,
we have already lost 2-0 first leg. Newcastle
mm,
going to their home.
Yeah.
mm,
Um, see, on Sunday we have to win against United.
mm,
Agreed, they are not a good team. We should be beating them on paper, but still, it's United. It's still a big fixture in FA Cup, so anything
mm,
can happen. We might lose
mm,
there. So if you are
mm,
out of the FA Cup, only Champions League is the only trophy where we have a clean shot. Like there is no nothing yet to say that there is no chance we'll win it. But we know in Champions League that there are so many factors where even better teams don't win. Like teams on paper don't win. Like you need to have certain luck in the Champions
In
League.
Champions League, I
mm.
don't think is in
Yeah,
our
so
reach.
I
But
don't think it's
yeah.
achievable for us this season. So
Oh,
that's what
but
I feel. I
mm,
would sign a player in winter, but
mm,
yeah, I would probably sign players who would be like, for now, who could, like, suppose we would sign a backup player, and
mm,
then when we eventually sign the first 11, we'd already have the backup guy with us. Like,
But that means that we are stuck with them for the next 2, 3 years,
yeah,
like the
that
cases with
that's the
Trossard right
thing.
now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would sign a younger, good
Yeah.
Premier League winger. Like there are several young
Semenyo,
Premier League wingers. Yes,
Semenyo,
Semenyo or someone like a right winger who could be a good young backup for Saka.
Adingra,
Yeah, I
Simon
would sign
Adingra.
players like those in winter, and I think those kind of signings are more realistic in winter than signing proper starting 11 guys from another European team. Yeah.
I
okay.
don't agree with signing Adingra or
Semenya.
Semenyo. Semenyo is these are the options we have to consider when we have no like we don't have our number one targets available. Not like we
Mm,
have to sign these guys like
Yeah,
on the
I
first thought,
agree.
in my opinion.
No, but
I agree.
even
That the
when we
ones that
sign
we
Nico
want are
Williams,
unattainable, right?
hopefully when we sign Nico Williams, or when if we sign Nico Williams, we'll
mm,
still have the issue of there's no good backup to them. Like when if you sign Nico Williams and Saka, great, starting 11 is set. But when
mm,
these guys, I don't know about Nico Williams' injury record, how good he is injury wise, but
mm,
given our luck, he'll start getting injuries for us. And then Saka, we have seen now he's got hamstring injuries, which we know hamstring injuries are kind of recurrent. Hopefully
mm,
not, but it happens. So
mm.
Saka and Nico Williams will start getting injuries. So then we'll go back to the same situation where if these guys get injured,
See,
we'll again get Martinelli, Trossard back in the 11.
my squad planning would be sign Nico right now,
Mm,
go till the end of the season, sign a Sheshko and maybe sell Martinelli for 50, 60 million if anyone is ready to pay the
Yeah.
money. Sign a
mm,
quality player, like scout well, and like it's not hard to find a decent winger in this market, like in European leagues. Sign him
mm,
like someone like 21, 22 who has had a breakout season this year,
mm,
and then integrate him.
Poland.
Yeah, that should be the squad building, because we cannot afford to
Okay,
sign to have
I
two
agree with that.
quality players same position. Yeah.
No, that's not.
I
Yeah,
think that
but
the management also wants to get rid of Trossard or Martinelli before signing a winger.
Both
I
would be
think
nice.
that is what the management is thinking right now.
the thing is,
Yeah,
people forget that Martinelli helps a lot in our that
Hmm. Hmm.
English quota or whatever. You need to get homegrown quota, right? Like,
True, true,
so
true.
yeah,
And another important thing that people have forgotten is that we need a sporting director, right? So
uh,
without a sporting
yeah,
director,
that's the
many
main
of the
thing.
big,
We don't have a
yeah,
sporting director, so we won't sign anyone big in winter, in my opinion. Because the thing is, the guy will
hmm,
not, like, who, if suppose a sporting director who is interviewing for us, he'll be like, why did you sign this guy without my, like, say 60 million or 70
yes,
million? He'll be like,
hmm,
without my input. So yeah, that's the thing. It's difficult situation right now for Arsenal in the
hmm,
winter. I don't
hmm, hmm,
know.
hmm.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't sign anyone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, same, same.
yeah,
See,
Yeah.
I, I I will say it. If we do not sign anyone in the winter, league is done. League is honestly done, right?
Yeah.
I know we'll get back Saka in March or something, but he needs to be
I
match
wouldn't
fit.
even
He
risk
might
him. I won't even risk
ex
him, honestly.
exactly,
I'll
yeah.
just, I'll
exactly.
be like, go and come next season. Take a
Mm-hmm.
rest.
Yeah.
If
If
you're
we do not,
Sterling or Vaneri fit and firing, I wouldn't have minded us not signing a player.
mm,
But with Sterling and Vaneri,
Yeah.
injured, we have to sign something if we want to salvage our
The
season.
problem is Vaneri, they're saying now he might come back in January, in the end of January.
That is
yeah,
the issue.
Yeah, I
So I
I don't
would be
want
like,
him.
okay,
Yeah,
I've got a
exactly.
right
I
wing
didn't want
cover.
that to
He's
happen.
perfect.
Yeah, that's what. If that didn't happen, at least Arteta would be like, he would be sweating. Yeah.
no, but here's the thing: you cannot expect Ethan Veneri to perform day in and day out
Yeah.
without
True.
any
Yeah, yeah,
Premier
yeah.
League experience. Like, yeah, he will be the shiny toy that
Sterling
has been like
exists.
doing well.
We keep on forgetting that we have Raheem Sterling. I do not even recall the number of matches that guy has played,
He
man.
only
I
played
can't.
Carabao Cup.
Mm.
He's
Carabao Cup.
played Preston. Yeah, he's played Preston. He's played
Mm.
Preston, and I don't
A
even
man
think
like Raheem Shillings.
after 20 minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Raheem
I-
Paisa.
he did come on, I think, against Tottenham as well. But that's the whole point. That was it.
Yeah, he came on in that game in the last 5 minutes, in the last 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Exactly, exactly. But yeah, one last thing let's discuss before we completely end the stream, which I think we've already gone way past it, but let me just bring it into it because I thought we'll discuss it. Right. That was this game where it has tipped many people over the fence, like, the season is done, the season is like over or anything. Um, do I need to ask, or do you guys just want to like start? Where do you want to like start with this game?
I didn't
We
watch the
can
game,
just make
so
a blueprint of all our losses, man, and they would all be
yeah,
the same.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
We
I
create
just
tons and tons and tons of chances, not score a single one of them, then
hmm.
concede a goal.
Can't hear you.
Immediately he
Uh,
scores, Newcastle sits, and
okay.
everything is done. We can't
That's
break it
Deutschland
down,
Wi-Fi
and
for you.
what we resort to is cross and inshallah.
It's
Yeah.
basically the Fulham game, right? That you just take
Yeah,
that
yeah,
template,
yeah,
put it in every loss we
yeah,
had this
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
season. That's all. Like,
agreed, agreed.
because I didn't
Agreed.
watch the game, then I saw the
Uh,
comments, then I thought, okay, this is the Fulham game. We created
hmm.
a hell of chances,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's why I am a bit comprehensive about the United game, because I don't want us to like fall into that trap again, because United is the kind of team, like in those kind of games where the opponent is giving you luck, they might just
Hmm.
ride the luck at the right time. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, so I'm scared for the FA Cup match, because first of all, it's FA Cup. We have been having atrocious luck with the fixture list there in the last two seasons, and then
Hmm.
now we have to play them, and they're on a
Hmm.
bit of a high with the United drawing at Anfield. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
Agreed,
I
agreed.
have a
But
fear. I have a fear. United will paint red on our no white, no
Yeah,
red kit.
honestly,
Yeah.
I think, and that white jersey hasn't been really lucky for us also. Yeah,
that's another thing to look. Yeah. The luck factor, yeah,
The last time we won
But
the jersey was
your
because we played
Deutschland
some.
Wi-Fi is making you like mute. Yeah,
what?
No, Parth is
he's
muted.
in Germany, right? Like German Wi-Fi is literally the worst in the world. So yeah, I'm just trolling
Uh,
them. I'll
I,
say
I won't
okay
be surprised
with
if
the
he is muted.
results. With the results we've had with Newcastle and all the other games, it's the same thing.
hmm, hmm,
We Eddie Howe, this and Unai Emery, and then this Brighton manager right now, and also Marco Silva. They all have Arteta's number, and he keeps losing to these guys again and again and again. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's the
so
same. It's the same teams we lose to, man. There's
Yeah.
hmm, hmm,
nothing different, literally. Newcastle literally went out and did a 5-5 0 against us, and we were clueless. And that is what irks me. There is not a single bit of creativity in our attack. What
hmm,
Martinelli did, not taking a dig at Martinelli, I'm just saying what Martinelli did was he was running to the byline, getting his head up. He saw he can't do anything. He'll cross the ball. He'll then shift the ball to his right. He'll cross the ball. You are a
hmm,
winger. You should be doing this, and you're crossing it into Gabriel Jesus, who's 5'8", 5'9". What exactly do you think it's going to happen? It's
hmm.
it's it's ludicrous, man.
No, this is
And
where
also,
City was so good against the mid block because they had players like Silva, Foden, and who
hmm,
could just play in those tight spaces. We don't have
hmm,
anyone who can play in the tight spaces except for
Yeah.
Odegaard. Odegaard is the only one who can play in the tight spaces. There is
And
like
Odegaard, for some reason, chose to become Houdini. He just disappeared from the game in the last 20-30 minutes, and it was
Odegaard hasn't been
why
the same
why
since he came back.
why on earth
Yeah.
is Jorginho our best creative midfielder? It should not be happening. Why is Jorginho the one who's putting in balls over the top, playing in those ripped balls?
hmm,
Actually,
It's
for
just
as
too
much as
sad, man.
Arteta wants to become pragmatic, the
hmm.
best way for this team to play is to be expansive. He doesn't realize
Exactly.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And I've
okay.
been saying
Because
this for a long time.
Martinelli is good when there's spaces in front of him. We saw in the Brentford
Hmm,
game when there's spaces in front of him, he was good.
hmm,
Saka is good when he's able to run at a guy, and then
hmm,
Odegaard's good when he can play those sweeping passes. Rice is good when he can play those passes, and yeah, as much as he actually likes to play pragmatic, when we play expansive, we play better.
hmm,
The Brentford game
hmm,
we were actually good because Brentford plays expansive, so we can play expansive.
hmm,
The
And
hmm,
Brighton
even
game when Brighton was
the
stifling us, we couldn't do
Palace
it.
game, even the Palace game, the
Yeah,
one where we got them 5-0 or something.
yeah, that's what.
hmm,
When the
It
opponent
was the
is
same
expansive
model.
and we can play expansive, hence
hmm,
then we play good. But the opponent doesn't play expansive because we play stifling football, and we
hmm.
stifle them, they stifle us, and then it becomes a 1-1 draw or a 2-0 loss.
And
uh,
this is one of the major reasons why I respect Liverpool a lot. Liverpool will never ever ever have such games.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Yeah, Raja, you
agree.
were saying?
They would
Odegaard.
drop points, they would lose, but they won't ever be out of sorts in attack, and they would be like, "Oh, how do we get the goal?" That will
Hmm,
never happen.
hmm.
True.
Odegaard became a father and forgot to play football, man. What the fuck?
Dudes.
He's,
And
he's still in.
I guess he's
Arteta's
not getting
family
sleep.
SCs has already taken it too far. David Raya got married. He'll have a he'll have a baby now, and then he'll become Andre Onana. Ahmad
Ben
Andre
White.
Andre Onana.
Ben White
Ben
is
White,
going.
Ben White.
Ben White,
Yeah, Ben
jeez,
White. Recently
shit.
it came.
Havertz
He's
about to
going
be
to
one as well.
transform it.
Uh,
Oh, and Ben White is going
I
to
guess
transform himself into Stefan
I guess
Lichtsteiner.
Arteta's major plan is he'll make the entire 11 of Arsenal daddies, and then he'll be like, "We are the daddy of you to every team."
CSK, basically we are CSK, man. Jeez.
So like coming to this game against United, I think we are toothless in attack. It'll be corners and inshallah, in my opinion.
We'll score plenty. We'll score plenty because United doesn't know
Yeah,
how to defend corners.
United will sit back, bro. Like it's pretty
actually, if you want
obvious,
to
Yeah,
beat
and
United,
they'll
it
exactly
try
what
will
they
be the
play two
did.
best.
strikers
That is
on the
exactly
counter.
what they did in the league. Just sat back for the first 45 minutes. They did nothing in attack.
Mm-hmm.
Going with the luck of Amad Diallo lately, he might cook
Diallo is
That
Scalapuri
scoring
also
or
true.
against us.
Miles.
I'm like,
I think
I'm pretty
I
certain.
can feel it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was surprised Ahmad didn't start against us like last in the Premier League
yeah,
itself. I
that
was
was
like
a
genuinely
horrible.
surprised. I'm
Yeah,
like, how do you not start Ahmad when he's in like that kind of form, right? Also,
You
I
know,
hope one of Rice's good corners, good crosses will yield into a goal because he's been exceptional in the last 3 4 games. I think
incredible.
his crosses have been so good. Like after
His
Saka, I
see,
crosses
think.
are actually better than Saka's.
Oh, agree.
I
I
seen
completely agree.
Odegaard and Martinelli doing some crosses from corners. I was like, just don't do it, please. This is,
Man, Martin Odegaard is our main free kick taker, man.
and
I
actually, honestly, if it was if like if
have,
there was some rule where if the goalkeeper passes the cross line, they can't shoot. I'd put Raya on crosses. Raya is much so good at distribution. Martinelli, he crosses sometimes it won't even clear the first man. It irritates me to
yeah,
know
wow,
it.
it's
I like
pathetic, man.
it's pathetic, really.
But yeah, it's funny to imagine like how Martinelli was like one of our key people who used to take the corners from the left side and Saka on the right side. Oh my
Honestly, he needs
God.
to be sold or he needs to be changed to a different
We
dimension. Yeah,
we have grown past Martinelli.
yeah, I
Let's be
agree.
honest.
I
Sanjit
really
won't
love
like
him,
it.
but I also love Martinelli a lot because he's a kind of player who plays with a lot of heart. But yeah, just the heart doesn't get you so far. You need talent in it. Yeah.
Arush, where are you, man? Arush, where are you? Like, uh, but yeah, I think we have come to the end of the stream. We covered everything possible and more. I did want to take in your predictions for the Premier League game week 2021. Was it 21? Or which game week are
I
we
have
next?
lost count.
Probably game week. Well, let me just. I forgot which game week.
It should be
Okay, game week.
21. Yeah, it
21,
should be
Yeah,
21.
21.
game week 21. But anyways, we will have another discussion um,
Yeah,
post post Epic Cup for sure, probably on a Monday or like next Friday. But yeah,
and pray for
it's
us, man.
nice.
I'm not even lying. Pray for us because we are playing in that horrible, useless white kit, man. No more
Mm-hmm.
red. What nonsense that was, man. Let the youth stab each other in England, man. I don't
I
care.
mean,
Just
No. Sir.
just
yeah.
just play.
Wait. We are yet to get Moratech. Don't get me cancelled before that, please. You wait. You do whatever you want on Twitter, but not in this channel, please. I beg you.
Yeah, I mean, see, for us, there's no hope because like every player, we will play the same players. It's pretty predictable, and there's no one who can create some magic. It's really sad, bro.
Bro just cancelled the season.
Yeah, or sign Nico.
If we
You
lose,
know what
if
would be the
we
funniest thing? Nico Williams comes and he flops completely.
Don't think he will. Don't think he
I
will.
don't think that
No,
ever happened, man. That era,
I know,
he
but
is
I'm just
good.
I would just I don't think it would happen, but it would be funny to see Raja.
I don't think we'll ever see Raja again. He'll be gone,
It
man.
go into hiding.
yeah. Oh
Nah,
my
nah, nah.
God.
I'm confident he'll
No.
work out.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Thank you to all the people in the comment section and who've been there throughout the entire stream. Thank you for being there. Any final words from the panel, Raja? Anything?
Inshallah, we
Just,
win tomorrow or Sunday, whenever the game is.
yeah, just win,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we
But
need to beat United. I just don't want to lose to them in their FA Cup.
no, agree. Well, everyone on this panel wishes the same thing. We all hope Arsenal win the first thing in the FA Cup tie. Second thing, we hope that we sign somebody. We'll definitely discuss about it in the next game. Till then,
Yep.
good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're in the world. Bye bye. Peace.
Right.